And then, having done that, may as well use the same colour to just put in the line where the upper lip meets the lower. And again, I can refine that, further later on, but let me just add a little more alizarin to that mixture with a little bit of the Cerulean blue again. And we'll use that colour, let's get a bit more blue in there. We'll use that colour to begin to darken the nostrils. And then I'm just going to drag most of that off of the brush. Let's grab some alizarin and put that into that pale purple I had. Grab some of the nearby white from earlier. And that's a reasonable starting point now for the lips. So we can whoops, went a little bit wayward there, but we can now paint the lips in, just blocking in with colour, keeping in mind the outline. And then let's add a little bit more white to that same colour. And we'll begin to just put in a few little highlights, fairly subtle at this stage. Now the darker version of the colour I used on the lips, that's actually going to work reasonably well for the eyelids as well. I don't know whether there's eyeshadow or whether it just looks that way in my reference, but there are areas around the eye which are almost, purple or red in colour, deep red. And having added those little patches of colour in, let's take a closer look at the nose now. So I'm going to go back to that kind of mid-purple I had and see how well that works. Applying that to kind of the area around the nostrils here. I'll use a little bit of that same colour up around the eyes as well. Then I'm going to add some white to that colour. Just add, oh, that's way too dark. Let's see if we can get a bit more white. Try and lift off some of that. There we go. So I'll need to fix that properly in a bit, but for now, let's go back to the lighter version that I've now got on my brush. And then see if we can use this sort of gentle purple colour elsewhere around the mouth to begin to, bring out the expression. Now, having cleaned this little filbert, let's grab some of the Silurian blue and the alizarin crimson. A bit more blue there. And so I've got a reasonably strong purple now. And I'm going to use that to begin to suggest the eyelashes. I quite like that colour, so I'm going to pop a bit of that on this right nostril and a bit on the left as well. And then I think I'm going to be able to use a touch of that in this corner of the mouth. Little touch just left of centre and a flick to the other side of the mouth as well. And I think maybe even for the pupils. I don't think I've ever used this colour for, well, probably not very much at all, exactly this colour, but for the pupils in the eyes, I don't think I ever have. And I think that's going to work reasonably well. Oops, if I can hold my hand steady. It's not too bad, I don't think. All right, well, I cleaned my brush reasonably thoroughly, and I've just picked up some of the tinting white. So again, a little technique I haven't really tried before, but I'm going to give it a go now. Is because the tinting white is, as I've mentioned, a little bit translucent. I'm hoping that if I lightly drag a line of this white from the left of the pupil across the iris into the white of the eye, I'm hoping that translucency will give me a little bit of complexity within the highlight in a fairly efficient way. So let's see if it works. And it does work reasonably well. I mean, it's a very subtle effect. But, that's kind of the point. And I'm going to come back in a bit, with some titanium white to really make just the brightest bit of the highlight in the eye pop. I'm just going to add a little bit more of this tinting white to the right hand side of this eye. And then this side doesn't need anything. If anything, that side needs to be in a little bit of deeper shadow than I've got it. I'm going to do the same on the lips actually while I'm here with the white. That's perhaps a little bit bright, but it's okay, I think. All right, so I want to go back to the hair now. So I've switched to a 1/2 inch wide, reasonably frayed, flat synthetic brush, and I've just got a fresh batch of the tinting white on that brush. And what I'm going to do is just drag that through parts of the hair to just lighten it here and there.